you have a minute? Sorry, I think we've only got about another 15 minutes for the Minister, so
Minister, I'm not only dying of tonsillitis, but I dragged myself here today to see you because I didn't know who you were. On a recent visit to America, we spoke with the Navajo Nations and the Turarg Nations in Nigeria about uranium mining and what's happening there. And the Navajo Nations, they've been mining there for over 50 years because they wanted the American Indians to supply the uranium for the Cold War that was happening. And then once that was finished, the Cold War, the mining companies then packed up and left. So the Navajo people are not only dying from cancer and recognised for dying of cancer from the uranium that's happening there, and America buys our uranium and Australia is quite willing to sell it, why is our government standing on TV nearly every night of the week saying that we have vast amounts of minerals here in the Northern Territory that we can sell and the recession won't really hurt us in the Northern Territory because of all these minerals? Number one, you've forgotten about the sovereign owner. I'm an Aranda woman from Alice Springs. I don't have grandchildren yet. I got onto the internet when the waste dump proposal was going to happen out at Alcuda and found out about uranium mining, and every minister that I've ever met, from Darwin right through the whole of Australia, number one, doesn't have any studies in Aboriginal education whatsoever. Number two, rely on all their jackies to give them information about uranium mining. And what I'm finding out is there's a whole number of expected people that can die from uranium mining, and that's okay because of the profit. Now the profit, we've been told by Cameco, will get Aboriginal jobs. 2 jobs have been announced for Aboriginal people, and once again they're driving the cars and they're on the shovels. So that's really great for Aboriginal people because with the intervention and the taking of our land, the NT government seems to think that they can also take our minerals. Now we still have a sovereign issue over who owns the minerals and who owns the uraniums. And not only that, we also have an issue with our Dreamtime story saying that uranium, if it's dug up, is the end of our law. Not that you care about that because white law has colonised Australia for over 200 years, but when Aboriginal people stand up and fight for their land, they're not fighting for themselves because we can't put you on a boat and send you back home. We're fighting for every child that's here and every unborn grandchild that's here. We know where we get our water from, and we happen to know that country like the back of our hand because that's my grandmother's country. So you're talking sandstone country and you're talking limited amount of water. And we've got mines going up all around the Northern Territory, including other side of Gillam Bore, at Nolan's Bore, and not once has the Australian or Northern Territory government talked about the winds, the flooding, and how much my life is worth in order for you to dig up uranium. Because I ask you, so I don't be a burden on your society and be a burden in your hospitals dying of cancer in the future, shoot me now. Just fucking shoot me now.
Con, you have the power to revoke the exploration licence now, period. No exploration, no mine. You can see that the community doesn't want this. The risks to Alice Springs from exploration and then mining are just too great. One mistake, no future. Why will you not, from what you've said and what you've seen, end this now?
I said it before, exploration is not going to be approved unless we're satisfied that there are not going to be any compromise on environmental issues. Cameco does not have an approval to explore yet, and will not get one until we're fully satisfied they're going to fulfill all their obligations. And again, I'm saying, and I'll say it again, I don't care if they don't like it, we will not approve any exploration until we're fully satisfied. What they're going to do, we'll have first of all the approval of traditional owners, and they have to have the approval of traditional owners, and secondly, what they were going to do is going to be done properly, and thirdly, they have to put money on the table that would be an environmental bond or a bank bond or cash that when, if they go bust or if they leave, there'll be enough money to fully return the area to what it was before. The same.
Con, excuse me, just one thing, if I might. The question was, why will you not end this now? You have granted an exploration licence for Cameco Paladin. Why will you not end it now?
How much is our community worth in the bond?
As I said to you before, they have the approval yet to explore in Pamela, Angela, or anywhere else in the territory, and they're not going to get that approval unless they satisfy all the requirements. As for about the environmental bond, there are companies in the territory, they've got on the table $180 million, which the government will access in case they go bust or they leave and they leave behind them problems. Some other companies have got even higher environmental bond or bank bonds in order for the government to access that money to return the land to what it was before. And that practice will continue.
So you'll give a commitment that you won't grant an exploration licence?
Sorry, I think we've only got time for about 2 or 3 more quick questions. I've got 5 people, hopefully. Mr. says he's got only about 2 minutes.
We pay his wages, he's right.
I think Uncle Janetta out the back just wants to say something.
I would like to say something. I knew the microphone before my voice was going away. Con knows me well, seen me many a time. I've just listened to you talk and waffle because you've had the MacArthur River debacle where you've had Marion Springs or said don't mine it, and then your mines minister overrid that. You've had a bloke with a bald head from the federal government. I appreciate what you said, right? Dancing around like this, and he's overridden the federal court, right? On the MacArthur River. I know people from that country to this day have told us there's dead dolphins, which you're not telling people. This is our land here. Your money is dividing the Arunta people because greed, it doesn't matter what walk of life, our people will take it. Okay? I'm talking from the common sense view. Mining, I've been involved in it. I've known people to die before I went in the army, I'm an old soldier. And there's a lot of crap what we talk. You've just had a mining conference, you've had the Chinese delegation out here. You are here to represent the people of Australia, not the foreign nationals from overseas. And the trouble we're going to have in Australia is most of Australia is controlled by multinationals. Until we become a nation and stand up and tell them to go and suck eggs, until you wake up, and right at this moment, Russia is building their nuclear arsenal, China will do the same, they're nearly a hyperpower, and I don't have a farm against any race of people, but greed is what's bringing the world undone at this moment, and the whole essence of what is going on, and I've been fighting on many a meeting over uranium, since then I've come up here about the waste and all that. It talks waffles. You've had disaster after disaster, and any miner, and there's one mob here, Gorian Coal, that tells you that everything's 100% safe is crap. Any mining to this day, you are the Minister of Health and Mining, which is amazing. You're in confrontation to yourself because you're there to look after the health of the people, and then you're tied up to mining. I suggest you take one option and get rid of the other one.
I'll just stop you there. Thank you.